All right, I'd like to welcome our guest today, the very talented Reid Ewing, probably best known for his character Dylan on Modern Family. How you doing today, Reid?
I'm doing well. I'm having a good day. What about you guys?
We can't complain. It's warm here.
Really warm.
Nice. So, what's on the agenda?
The first thing we wanted to ask is, and we've been asking this of all our guests, is how has the pandemic affected your daily life?
Well, actually, I don't hate to be, well, I don't mind it as much as some people. You know, like, right now, so it hasn't really affected me that badly. I left LA because I didn't want to deal with, like, the pandemic there. I figured it would be more harsh, so I'm in Salt Lake City, just hanging out until I feel like going back.
Not a bad place to be.
Any good things or bad things happening with you guys?
Well, 2 months ago, I said to Aaron, just for shits and giggles, I'm like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we started talking to celebrities and asking them what their favorite album was? And here we are. So,
oh yeah.
I can't complain.
Yeah.
Cool.
One thing. Well, I appreciate you like finding me, and you know.
Yeah, well, we really appreciate having you on, or you coming to talk to us.
Yeah, talk.
That's a better way of saying what I wanted to say.
One thing I did want to ask you in relation to the current situation in our country, you've been very open in the past about your struggles with mental health issues. Do you have any advice for people who might be feeling overwhelmed or like feeling like their situation is sort of exacerbated?
Yeah, I actually thought about this question randomly, and boom, there it is. But I think cleaning helps, you know, because cleaning is sort of like, it's like a mental exercise. You're like taking out all the stuff, you know. So if you're really like if you're sweating from the, you know, pressure of being indoors too much, then you can maybe help release some of that tension with a little bit of cleaning.
That's a good idea. It's
something practical. Yeah. It just helps, you know, like if you're in a jam.
Yeah, that's something I personally would have never thought to do. I think that's really great advice to give somebody.
Yeah.
My attic is looking a lot better now, so.
That's a problem. I was trying to get rid of stuff, and at least during the first part of the pandemic, nobody was accepting donations or discards.
I'm right there right now. So are they now accepting them? Because I have donations coming out the kazoo, if you'll pardon my French.
Yeah, places around here have started, like the boxes you can drop stuff off at. And,
okay, yeah, well, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, once you do the cleaning, you need to get rid of. That's an important step.
Do you have a lot of collector's items like Star Wars stuff?
Oh my God! So this helmet here is just part of a full screen accurate costume. So,
oh, nice!
Yeah,
I bet that's really handsome on you.
Yeah, that's the kind of nerd I am. I like being an action figure.
Well, I mean, its design is really cool. What can you say? You know, I would want to put on that helmet too.
Yeah, you know, and if I'm walking down the street, nobody cares about me. But if they see a Stormtrooper or a biker scout, you know, everybody wants to say hi to that guy.
It's like kind of like being one of those characters at Disneyland, right?
Yeah.
You bring joy to the masses.
So when we reached out to you, you mentioned that one of your current jam, one of your favorite things is this Idolmaster Million Live.
Yeah.
I really hate to sound like the old guy in the room, but I got no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
And you shared with us on your story the clip there, which I was like totally vibing with. But yeah, you know, you have some explaining to do, as we mentioned a little before.
Well, first I want to say those costumes that the girls were wearing in my little clip of dancing girls, kind of trippy music thing, I paid for those. So that's, you know, like that's where I'm at in my life. But no, but I love the music because, well, first of all, I think that people should actually like the music that they like instead of like pretending to like some genre in order to like fit in or something. But yeah, I'm like genuinely passionate about this type of music, and it comes from my passion in of anime. So basically anime takes all the different genres of music and like puts them in a blender and gives them that anime gloss. So that's why I like the idol music, because that some songs you'll get elements of jazz, a lot of them actually, and then some electronica and like pretty much anything you could think of, folk, 30s musical, like I don't know, yeah, it's pretty interesting to me, and I like this sort of happy music that's like catchy, you know what I mean? It's kind of like Katy Perry music of Japan or something.
Yeah, even that one clip seemed like a real fusion. There was almost like a hardcore industrial sound to it, and then it was puppy, and there's the whole anime thing going on.
That's when I like them the best, is when they like totally just do something that's unexpected. Yeah, pull it from a whole nother thing, you know. And I like the fashion too, you know. I think the fashion's really cool on there. I like collect the anime figures, so I'm dripping in paraphernalia of is that the right word? But yeah, so I have that, and you know, I don't really go to Comic-Con or anything, but I have so many of them and just a major fan.
Yeah, it's a heck of a hobby. My son collects some figures, and it's I know he has trouble finding ones that aren't bootlegs or they're pricey and limited runs.
Yeah, I don't even know what weird Freudian thing like drives me to buy so many anime figures, but you know, like, and I don't want to sell them on eBay because that's like not even worth the money. It's like you get $5 and then you have to spend like an hour shipping. So if I'm going to do anything, it's donations. So if anybody wants like 20 anime figures, let me know. No, I'm just kidding. I'll have to go to the Goodwill in Salt Lake City.
Then find them, yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you get into Idolmaster? That you mentioned that you're an anime fan.
Yeah, like, well, one thing that I thought of before this is I can say, like, during the run of Modern Family and just like during my life, like each of these songs, I think of this part of my life. This is when, you know, this person died, and this is when I did this scene in Modern Family. Like every song, you know, because they're constantly releasing new music. Every song like reminds me of that part of that time in my life or whatever. But I got into it because I tend to like get obsessed with one thing, and then I like get really, really into it, and then I kind of am into it for a couple years, and then I'm into something else, you know. It's just, yeah, that's pretty much how it goes for me.
Cool. And
I mean, with Danganronpa, that's what inspired me to make that visual novel thing. You know, I just get so into it.
That's cool. And it's been around for a while?
Idolmaster has been around since about like, I think it's 2007. So, yeah. But the idea is like, the kind of actresses they get to do the voices are very like girl next door. So they're definitely selling an aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. And it's funny, I hadn't heard of this prior to reaching out to you. And then my wife mentioned like 2 days later, she started seeing news articles about it. I don't know if there's a new release or it's starting to get popular over here.
But also they have the live shows, and you see the actual voice actresses performing, and those are really good. You know, some don't really translate that well live, but a lot of them you'd be surprised. They're good. They put on a cool show.
Nice. Hopefully they'll be able to get back to that before too long.
Yeah. Are you missing out on like any concerts or something?
I was supposed to see They Might Be Giants last month, and we got tickets for their September show. Still don't know if that's happening or not.
Sounds like a sports. Sounds like some sports thing. The something Giants.
It's an old folks fan.
Yeah, and I'm missing out on playing shows, so it's, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, being able to do stuff.
What's your guys' music?
Well, I am a musician myself, so I have, you know, I was in a band and stuff, so I miss doing that. But
yeah,
and you're in addition to being,
I guess, yeah.
So in addition to being an actor, you're a musician as well, too, right?
I'm right now. I just I could even like show you guys because I'm that shameless. but I don't have to either. I don't really care. But yeah, I wrote these 3 kind of folk songs when I was 18, and now I'm trying to like relearn them so I could like put them on the gram, you know, because they're pretty good. But you know, singing, you got to have a lot of practice to be able to sound good. Yeah. And it's a little.
Yeah, it does take a lot of practice to get to a point where you feel comfortable enough to go out and show other people. You know, I'm sure with acting, same thing. You know, getting to a point where you feel comfortable to go out in front of people and show them what you got. So
yeah, definitely. Like and part of it for me just came with age. Like I wasn't that comfortable being in front of the camera when I was 20, but when I'm 30, I'm fine. You know, or 27 even. I think I stopped carrying around then.
Mm-hmm. But you were on Modern Family for 11 years?
Yeah, I was on it. And I can't even believe that there's no more episodes coming out. So it was always fun. Like I would do the episode and then I would wait, you know, sometimes for really long periods. And then when it finally came out, and it was really fun. So I feel like there still has to be another one that's going to come out that I shot that I don't remember, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I don't know, in another dimension, you know, somewhere on flat Earth.
And how is that? I mean, so 11 years on a show, I'd imagine Dylan has become a part of you. And now that that's gone, that must be a strange feeling to not have that role to slip into anymore.
Yeah, it's like, one thing I was thinking about the other day was they never asked me, they were like, oh, you should do Dylan. Dylan should be more like this type of person. They always just, so I never got that kind of, they just kind of were like, do it, you know? And I think that's kind of interesting because, I guess they were just, there's kind of less self-awareness when they're just like telling me, just do what you're doing, you know, rather than like, Dylan's more this kind of person or that kind of person. Just do your thing, Reid. That's what I mean, you know? They just, do your thing, Reid, and then I do it. And then they would say sometimes like a little more this, a little more louder, a little more, I think you're excited, but pretty much got free reign with the character.
Yeah. I think that's awesome. I've seen this before, like with your character. I get the feeling like, you know, as the character is written, it was probably just a boyfriend, without a lot of thought. And then when you step into that role, it's what you bring to the character that makes him relatable and lovable. And, you know, there's a lot of you in that. Then.
Yeah. I'm very appreciative. This is cliche, but of what they gave to me, because it's sort of like, you know, it kind of expands my network because I was able to be on the show.
Well, no, I've heard rumors about a possible spinoff at some point. Is any traction on that? Or
I mean, I'm there for it if it happens, but it's not my decision. But I enjoy doing it. For me, it's not about some kind of like, well, actually it is about it. I've had really big experiences on Modern Family that I feel have really changed me as a person. So there is that, but it's also just fun. So why not?
I know this can be a strange question for people because we're still in this period of uncertainty right now. Do you have any plans coming up for when life goes back to some semblance of normalcy?
Well, I am going to go to South Korea for a little while. I want to, you know, visit this guy I date there and basically just enjoy that scene. You know, it's really, you get that different vibe when you're in another country. So I think it'd be a nice change of pace for a while. I spent a lot of time indoors.
So South Korea, I'm going to have to ask, are you a BTS fan?
Actually, no, which you would think K-pop, J-pop, but totally no. Because I think, like, I'm like, totally no, completely different. No, but I'm not, because I don't think that that K-pop has the same variety that J-pop has. Like, I don't think they do. I mean, they definitely incorporate jazz and stuff, and even musical theater, but I don't know, it just doesn't do it for me. And also the way that they find their idols is like, their idols don't appeal to me as much. Also, maybe it's I like the 2D ones more than the 3D ones. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
By
Yeah,
ones, I mean people. I mean, well, in one case.
Well, it seems like, at least from what I'm seeing with the Idolmaster, there's that's a video game as well too, right? So there's a lot more involved in that than just a band.
Yeah. Yeah, but the video game aspect is pretty minimal. People can get really good at it, but I think it's mostly for the visual.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's what I get out of it more than like, oh, I'm getting so good at this game, I'm learning a skill. The only skill that I did learn from this series is how to play a Japanese game by trial and error. So yeah, I started playing their Japanese games on the PS4, and you just get better at it and better at it the more you play it. It took like a year, but you know, I eventually know most of the buttons, and same with this one.
So I have to ask, while we're on the anime topic again, before I forget, I've only seen one, and it's Angel Beats, and I was curious if you'd seen that either.
Somebody gave it to me to watch, but I didn't see it. What was the gist? I'm just curious.
They're in this like limbo sort of deal, and they need to try and not get obliterated, I'll call it, from this world that they're in. Whether that means going to heaven or something. They were supposed to make a second season that would hopefully clarify that, but the tsunami happened and couldn't really do that.
That sounds like a very anime plot. Yeah, they always use the religious motifs as like a kind of for humor and for aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's on Netflix too. I if you haven't checked it out, I'd say check it out. But
yeah, I will. I definitely will. If it's on Netflix, then it's just click away.
Yeah, and that's where we're spending a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Before we let you go, if somebody is interested in getting into Idolmaker, what would you suggest as a starting point if you're dipping your feet in?
Definitely. You would have to get a Japanese VPN, like iTunes account, which is extremely simple. You just look it up online, how to get to the Japanese iTunes account. And then once you have that, you can just get it, and that's pretty much it. And the game is pretty simple, so even though it's in Japanese, you can kind of just click and find your way around.
Awesome. We'll have to check that out.
Yeah. Well, or don't. I mean, I'm not sure you guys, I'm sure you have other things you got to be doing, like riding your Stormtrooper bikes and stuff.
And occasionally taking care of laundry and the honey-do list. Right? Yeah. Honey, I'm doing a podcast. So thank you very much for joining us today. We appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
Yeah, absolutely. Same. I appreciate it.
Take care, and we'll let you know when this is out.
Okay, absolutely. I can't wait to see it. Bye, guys. Good luck with the rest of your podcast.